Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and to another video using Black-owned makeup brands, indie brands specifically. Today we are going to be using a palette from Klarity Cosmetics. I have actually already filmed this tutorial. You see it on my face right now. And if you want to see exactly how this look came together, then keep on watching. So this is the Glam&Go palette by Klarity Cosmetics. It is a 12 pan palette and it's a pressed pigment palette, if that makes any sort of difference for you. These are really large pans, much in the style of like JD Glow or Give Me Glow Cosmetics, where the pan sizes are huge. You'll never have to repurchase this probably. And this is definitely a neutral palette with some pops, and even the pops are more like muted colors. So you have like this green, a yellow, a really nice berry color down here. And really what I want to do with this palette today is just create something really dark, dramatic, and smoky, which is why I've started off with a smokier base. What I went in with first is this e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer, and this is in the black shade, which will somebody tell me why this particular shade is not available in any store? Anywhere that they carry e.l.f. products, they will have the other Putty Eye Primers, like Target has them, Walmart has them. Ulta has an entire display of like all of the different shades. So they have like, I think, is there a white one? There's a couple of different skin tone ones. And then they don't even have a slot for the black one, which is the one that I was interested in buying. So I ended up picking that up on their website. Either way, I wanted to start out with a dark, smokier base, and I wanted to try out that eye primer, so I went ahead and did that first. I also went in and I've already coated my waterline with the Desperation pencil from Urban Decay. This is a nice taupe colored eye pencil for the waterline, and I just wanted to have that base already laid down. So I'm gonna first go in with this shade Serenade, which I've already tapped into with my brush, and there is a ton of kick up in the pan. I don't want to tip this all the way up, but can you see how much I've got in that pan there? And that's just from barely touching it with my brush. So I think that you're going to want to really be careful how much you're picking up with your brush, because it can probably get really messy really quick. This is the shade Serenade. So this is kind of like, it looks like a mid-tone brown in the pan, and I'm going to use that basically as my transition. I want to just kind of blend out the edge of the primer that I laid down. So I'm gonna kind of trace along the edge of that with this shadow. Now, I've had my eye on Klarity Cosmetics for quite a while now. I've been following them on Instagram for a while, and I don't know, the color stories of their eyeshadow palettes just really call to me, because a lot of them tend to be more of this, you know, kind of dark, sultry glam kind of look, with, again, some pops of color. But again, this palette in particularly really spoke to me because the colors that were in there were just a little bit more of that muted kind of, you know, the color story that I tend to go for. Now, I've probably bought these kind of shades over and over again. So was this something that I really needed to pick up? No. But again, I definitely wanted to support an indie makeup brand. I definitely wanted to support a Black-owned indie makeup brand. And you guys know that I love the indie eyeshadows. I feel like they always kill it, because I feel like the pigmentation just always ends up being there. But yeah, that base is really nice because immediately it's already a smoky eye before you even go in with any shadows. So this might end up making my eyeshadow application just go a little bit quicker, because I'm not gonna need to build up as much depth because it's already there from the get-go, you know what I mean? And as I expected, this shadow is going on really quick and easy. It's a super easy blend. So I'm not at all surprised there. Now to blend that shade out a little bit, I'm gonna go in with Patty Cake, which is this light skin tone, for me a skin tone, kind of light beigey, pinky kind of tone. And I'm just gonna hit along. See, there's a lot of dust there, Like even as you blend out, there definitely is quite a bit of dust, but again, I don't mind that, that's fine. And I think this is just going to add a slight bit of warmth to what we have going on here. I am gonna do something that's more like cool toned on the lid, which I normally don't do. So to kind of balance that out with a little bit of warmth, I really like a lot. And I'm just gonna trace along the lower lash line with that and kind of set down this base, which that base, it still feels tacky to the touch, but it's not creasing in my eye folds, so there's that. We will, I guess, see how this holds up and how this lasts all day. I didn't use another base underneath this black cream because I really wanted to test it to see if it needed it. So with the MAC paint pots, which these are supposed to be a dupe for, I've personally always found that the MAC paint pots don't work on their own to keep eyeshadow in place. Well, they'll kind of keep it there, but they're not gonna keep your eyeshadow from creasing. In fact, I find that they really make your eyeshadow crease because they are that creamier base that doesn't set all the way down. And whenever I've used the paint pots alone as an eyeshadow base, I find that my eyeshadow creases about midday. So when I go in with a regular eyeshadow primer and then go over top of it with a MAC paint pot, I find that it helps the paint pot to last longer and to really, it doesn't end up creasing that way. But I will let you know either in the description box of this video or in an upcoming video how this ended up keeping everything in place, or if it creased or what have you. And then on the lid, I'm gonna go into this shade here called Mood. Now this looks to be in the pan like a gunmetal kind of silver tone, which again is kind of out of my comfort zone because you guys know that I'm not super into cool toned eye looks, but this is what we're doing today. I'm just gonna plop that on with the same fluffy brush that I was using to blend out my transition and just kind of get a shimmery gunmetal tone on that lid there. Now, there is definitely not nearly as much kick up in the pan with this shade as there was with the mattes that I used. So, but either way, they both seem to be really good formulas, so. As far as fallout goes, there's like a normal amount. There doesn't seem to be any more or any less than with anything else that I use. But I've said it before, I'll say it again, lay down some powder or do your eyes first. Whatever works best for you. I am taking that shade and kind of blending it up into the crease just a tiny bit. I don't mind a shimmer in my crease. And again, especially with all of the dark smokiness that's already going on there, if there's a little shimmer that goes up into the crease, that's fine. And sometimes on a very, very rare occasion, I will do an all shimmer look because that can look pretty cool too, actually. And then on the inner corners, I'm gonna go into this shade here called Glow So Hard. This looks to be like a light champagne kind of shimmer. And I think that that will pop pretty nicely right there on that inner corner. Now, I think that if you want this one to show up super metallic, kind of like the same way that that gunmetal is, I think that if you either wet your brush first or go over top of a glitter glue, I think that you'll have something a little bit more blinding. But just on their own, they're not like super metallic, but I'm sure that they could probably be built up to be as metallic as you want them. But for the look that I have going on today, and again, with like the clothes that I'm wearing and everything, I'm okay with the fact that the like sheen of these shades is kind of more on the subtle side. I don't mind that today. Man, is that it? I feel like there's more that I should be doing with this palette. I feel like I've just created the most basic thing. Not that the palette wasn't enough, I just feel like I didn't do enough with it. Let me go ahead and clean up the fallout, get some mascara on and all that stuff, and then I guess I will be right back with the final look. Okay, so I finished this off with the Meishi Rain lipstick from Colored Rain, which has definitely become a new favorite. This is definitely like a My Lips but better lipstick. I really, really love it. I love the formula. I love the color. I love everything about it. As far as this eyeshadow palette goes, I feel like I need to make another video and really go into some of these other shades. We've got a couple of gold shades in here. We've got this really deep matte berry color that I really want to dig into. But again, today I just wanted to kind of play around with the formula. This is a very basic, like dark smoky look. I don't know, that's what I was going for today. I really like how it turned out. I hope that this video wasn't a disappointment because I didn't do more color-wise, but I'm a fan. I really like this one a lot. And while this video was not at all a review of the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer, I have to say that having it in the black shade, it really did make everything just go that much faster because I already had that depth and that dimension on my eyes before I even went in with any eyeshadow. So I think that a black eyeshadow primer is fucking genius. Again, I just wish that this was sold in stores, but either way, I'm a fan of this. I'm a huge fan of this. I love the color story. I'm definitely going to be using this again. Let me know if you want me to make another video with this palette and really go into the other shades in it, or if you would be happy with just seeing some looks on my Instagram page. If you're not following me there, check it out. I will link that down below. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.